Hello everyone to a real early one. So we will see how the stream goes, but we added the, I guess I could start going there instead of staying with my teams. We will need to make 2 teams at least. And yeah, they added a cool new boss mode into this game, which is something I really have been looking forward to. I think one thing that Limbus really was missing so far is like any sense of endgame content as gameplay wise. That is actually a challenge. We'll see how this goes and how I feel about it after I've done it. But, you know, easy to make content that they can repeat like after every interval on the book dark seems pretty neat to me. It's something I really would like them to do more often. You know, that so that there's other content than just grinding Mirror Dungeon, because Mirror Dungeon is at this point very stale. So yeah, we're gonna beat up Wufu. We can also see the anime info here. That's very, I will say this is very nice, being able to see everything immediately here. Thank you, video game. UI for this is nice. Okay, so yeah. I wonder if it's because I've done her already in like the Mirror Dungeon and everything. I know that when I last checked I did not have all this in this yet, but we basically see we want to either ping Lust or Gloom damage, which means we ping a Bleed or a sinking team basically. Then Dua on the Sloth is a bit sad, because I feel like there's a lot of sinking that also goes with Sloth. Then also the Pride in Dua's sad, because in a sense all the new index IDs that would be sinking are like still more poised, but I cannot see how you would not still ping index Isang, especially since I saw already to the passive, so there is a passive to take more damage from wing IDs. I'm not sure how I feel about having basically passive written that this IDs will just deal more damage. It comes with a drawback of also taking more damage, but in a mode where you just want to speedrun the death of an enemy, that's probably less relevant. We'll see. And I assume this doesn't change, or it does change. Becomes ineffective on Sloth and Pride. So yeah, at least the resistances for the weapon types don't matter. Which means Wing Team will have no problem, since Wing Team has like all the strengths. Is there anything to really check? I think weren't all of those bosses here, they were all weak to plant damage. Which means you know you bring your own furry students probably. So yeah. You inflict basically extra bleed count. You do inflict them all around. We kinda don't want you to do it. I'm not sure if it's on red coins or not. You also just spread it like the plague when you die. Huh. I mean, this is something we cannot avoid, basically. They just become more powerful after getting hit. Ooh, and we get some extra ego resources. I feel like the game is very nice of making you ramp up quickly. You are just a weak color, right? You're not just a weak color, it's sort of weak, huh? Huh. It's... You do have actually different stats. Interesting, but yeah, I would assume overall you work the same. You are basically the sinking variant with color plur. And you do also inflict extra sinking count. And give me resources. Now, this is new for sure. At 10 plus clashes against the same enemy, randomly gain or lose clash power by clash count divided by 10 in a clash rounded down. So I guess that there won't be stalemates. I wonder why they added it to this boss mode. But hey, I guess it's a thing. Max potency cap for burn, bleed, thermal rupture, and sinking is at 30. Okay, so rupture pros are in shambles. You cannot just stack rupture forever. So count is maxed at 10. Gotta be. I guess we can still keep a bleed stack probably. But yeah, that's interesting to see. I think what normally Project Moon has done lately to balance the power of status effects is, instead of yeah, capping it like this, how they're doing it right now, they always just reduce the damage the enemy takes from status effects, right? I mean, I see no reason to not still ping like a bleed team and a sinking team. Gain 2 protection for every allied student, that should be the same. Student use critique, gain 2 protection, heal 5 SP. Before getting hit by a skill has 1 attack rate. They do have basically assist attack or whatever you wanna call it. And if the student used critique, if an allied furry student was defeated, we fill its vacancy. Combat end and flick pad for them next turn. If we have both colors. Yep. We just give. Okay. Is there anything in phase 2 we need to look out for? You still have this. Just the turn is use powerful attack, minute max speed plus 15. We can just not rush down at this part. I'm not sure if this was in the original version already or not. If they take less damage. Let's just gain damage up. And we have the Perfect Frontal. Protection should be still the same. Okay. So yeah, what that means is we want to basically make one bleed team, one sinking team. Where do I have space? This looks like space. And with bleed team, we naturally mean kinda wing team. Actually, I can do the egos after I've done all the IDs. Oop. Oop, oop. I think we can commit to just using 2 teams, right? I guess if I get very skill issued, what we could have done instead is like running like 2 bleed teams and 1 sinking team, like running 1 wing team and then 1 blood fiend team. But you know, ideally it wouldn't go that far. Do we think red eyes or do we think just... I think we won't have really that much drama going on. But hey, you should just be Faust. You should be Bastard. I feel like, not gonna lie, especially the Nurse Father IDs seem just so overpowered this season. I guess I can pick the Kurkumu duo. I mean, they're like very quick potency ramp up, basically, thanks to Heathcliff. Now, for you, my man, I like have no good bleed ID. I guess middle is in theory bleed. I mean, as long as it applies bleed, it will get basically extra damage, even if it's not last. Could also just look for a good passive, I think about that. I mean, it's more wing. I guess we could put you in the start and then try to kinda sacrifice you. I guess ping Night Owls. So what do we do with the man? That's why I always know I forgot what the passives even do. Yeah, okay, I think the attack power up itself is not good enough to justify just bringing that weight. I mean, something, in theory, you are a bleed ID. Extra blunt damage is not bad for what we're doing, but we won't have low SP on them. We probably have just some envy passive that we'll never do. Against 2 defense are up. I mean, we might want to use actually some defenses. Fuck it. And then just quickly some egos. I think that for sure. I mean, I don't think we will really shoot people, but maybe we'll shoot people. And then I think this doesn't matter. So we can bring just Tech Snail. Now, do we ping for Culture so we can actually ramp up Poise? Or do we just ping Fluid Sac because Superbia Fluid Sac is funny? We will see. I mean, also gonna be interesting to see how I view everything, to be honest. So we should actually bring the bleed thing to this, even if I like my magical girl. Teleport could be neat. I guess there could be a point to be made to just bring maybe Hohenheim Quagga so we can quickly ramp up the charge for at least Faust and Hongdu. I feel like they will be our main damage dealers for this team, for sure. I mean, you always ping the quad. Maybe having some good clashing is also nice. I don't think this... You know what? We're pinging Soda. That's funny to me. I mean, the really important one to ping is just gonna be Sanguine Desire. We might actually need to rely on that to keep the bleed running on her then. To be fair, I feel like Wing overall has a lot of bleed count already, right? Let's ping Weimschenk. Maybe we could also get some sinking already built up. She does get like extra fragile from being low on SP, so that is a good strategy. Will we pick... No, I guess Hexing is more useful for this. Harmony could be fun. Give me Holiday. Don't think those matter too much. We want this, and then we want to basically have one sinking team. But also, did they add new tags for this? They probably not really. And this is testing fleet now. Thank you. I think they were I guess it's only afterwards in the plans that we get more loadout slots and actually more tags. It would be nice to have more teams. Okay, so this will be oops all sinking. Now, actually, Spice Burst is even not that good. I wanted to say Spice Burst might be interesting, but we cannot really do Sinking Deluge if it's capped that much, so yeah. Think this, man. Think this. Sadly, I don't have the index ID for her, so honestly, probably Magical Girl. Whoop. What do we do with this man? I mean, in theory, we could also just bring the Wing Forest here and pretend that this is sinking, but... Then she had a passive that we want a lot of different negative effects on her. But you also only work very well with ants. I mean, man doubt you could just bring the hang, basically. What is your passive? Okay, that's just ammo stuff. Actually, I mean, okay, you know what, you win. I never ping the AC, but maybe we ping the AC this again. I mean, okay, is Hong Lu kinda good? Maybe kinda also fallen off, but we can do the funny defense thing, which is gonna annoy me. I think Wild Hunt we do kinda just keep on the back row though, but that's still neat. If a Molar Boat works, I don't think we need to care about count too much. I think overall just pinging IDs that also deal more damage and just focusing on status might be better. Now we look at this man again and I mean, it is a solid passive, right? Woodhyat will be nice for sure. I'm not sure how to feel about actually bringing Edgar family hair. His passive Actually, this passive won't be a problem. We can just use Vodion in the negative form. Okay, you know what? I sold myself. I'm just... I don't know, it's like around for me when I was still earlier in the game. Mentos has passive to reduce your sanity, and we did not have the magical girls in the sinking team yet, so that was kinda pain and suffering. Which, hey, I mean, Gloom damage up is a good effect, but my man. I'm probably just going mostly with the same decisions. Yeah, we bring Weimschenk and that should be free then. Bring Hexnail. I don't know if our statuses get reset between teams. If not, things still saying from desire to keep it up might be needed. This won't do anything anyways for us. So Swath power but with damage. Sure. We could want to play more around her passive. Maybe Christmas Nightmare wouldn't be too bad, but I do like thinking title allergy. I like Skadi, okay, I might be biased. I love my Arknights. Let's just go all sinking. I do know that IDs are more exciting to get than egos, for sure, for me too, but I mean, we know that we're gonna get like one ego next week and also another ego with the other Bokak, but always I get some more egos basically on a normal banner. Guess we probably would also get ego next with Pokus. Which, to be fair, for Valpurgis, especially if it's a Vuna Valpurgis, I'm a lot more hyped for IDs in that case. I guess take this for the extra clash power. Wonder how overkill this is actually gonna be or not. What we looked beforehand. Okay, no, this time you need to bring this though. How hard this really is or what people say. To be fair, I would say this is early with the patch. I try to be here. Boop, boop. I mean, Flu is like for sure, since it should be so easy to fuel at that point. I feel like you could even make it. Okay, maybe not on this team, maybe on the first team in case for Sunshower actually, since the extra protection might be neat. I think I might change that. Probably it's not gonna be relevant anyways. But hey. So I guess you are like... Is this testing sinking? Okay. Now let me quickly just slurp up the Enkephalin. Delicious. And beat up the woman. So, you position 1.
시험회 일정이 잡혔습니까? 시험회 일정이
Actually,
잡혔습니까?
maybe do start with... Either we do start with also wing Otis and just pick manager and then backrow in the Kurokumus next, or we do start with the Kurokumus on the field. Let's go this way.
나를 점 찍었다니. 격에 맞는 조언도 함께 준비하라.
I don't know who I really would want first of you guys.
제게 맡기시죠.
Okay.
눈 멀지 않게 조심하도록.
Let's see how high she clashes and how much I will lose my sanity. Wait, wait. Was like mir was? Did I bring the Kurokumo? I did bring the Kurokumo. Yeah, this is just extra damage. Okay, I mean... Is there anything we need to look out here, really? I guess we want to kind of focus just the ads. When in doubt. You know, honestly, when Vader doesn't look too bad. We do need to clash with you, which we're not doing. That's the struggling. That's the neutral. Let's do this. It's also struggling with that coin. Okay, who are we not clashing with then? I mean, honestly, we are just so good at video games, how could we lose this? Let's go. At least for now. Actually, I did not check how many turns. Was it 8? I think it was 18 turns we need to clear this for max rewards. God damn it. I mean, gambling does not always pay out. But yeah, I don't think we need to Uber reset at start for now. I don't think I really need my world record of lowest count. I will be happy if I just get all the rewards. Probably can still do some stupid shit. I mean, it will be at least interesting to see what the lowest turn count speedrun actually gonna be like.
여러분들 기분이 좋아 보이시네요.
I mean, Invade Gaming, let's go nation.
감상은 어떤가요?
We also at least got one absolute Vessens. It's kinda interesting that, you know, Vessens teams got a bit of glow up from just getting extra resources. They normally can use the Duranda abilities. I guess I'm gonna save them for the hard mode. I don't know how to feel that we actually are able to use Duranda in this, because yeah, kinda annoying having to wait for daily resets, I guess.
어떻게 하신 거죠? 깜짝 놀랐어요.
I guess the thing I might need to look out when I invade is that the debuffs that do not get like 2 spreads, so otherwise you won't clash with Fufu at all later, right? I think this was already in phase 1. But hey, we're at least not getting beaten up yet. That's the good part. And we are vamping. Okay, this is where Winwait won't save me. And to be fair, wait, isn't it? Oh, it's this way around. Oop. I did the mechanic of clashing with what I'm supposed to clash. Honestly, it's not that many coins, but maybe this is a... Is this a good time to Sanguine Desire, since we are all gonna beat on her? Actually, it's... Yeah, like I said, I want to save my Duranta for now.
점 찍었네.
Man, imagine having so much faith in your teacher to just go, well, yeah, I guess I'm eating the damage for you.
저의 뼈로 그를 잡고 저의 살로 채우는 외면의 예술. 적합한 관리법이었어요. 다행이에요.
Excuse me, how can you say this is underwhelming? That's why you deserve to get beaten up. She also must have some way to gain extra sanity, right? Am I forgetting something?
40.
She should not have that much sanity at this point, I feel like. Will she ever say something other than a bit underwhelming? And that was it's gonna be funny once she actually gets the Bokaken voiced over and will say that like every clash. Invade Nation, how are we looking? When in doubt, I kinda would like to prioritize use a bit more. This, or as you take this one, you are attacking my Heathcliff. Oh. You do clash kinda high, huh? This is free to do things. I guess I hate that you cannot totally control attack rate. Let me do this for a second. And which one is this? We have extra attack rate on your skills, really. Yeah, doing like this seems neat. You were clashing with this. You were clashing with this man. There we go.
나가서 싸워. 뒤는 내가 봐주지.
But yeah, I guess I get why they kinda gutted status teams so much. I feel like we could kinda avoid a lot of the protection even on her if we just, you know, Sanguine Desire like turn 1 or turn 2 and keep stacking bleed. Whatever.
그럼 안녕히.
항상 저희 영감을 일깨워 주시는군요.
더 야성적인 깊이로.
I just need to... Maybe I should also have like intentionally just aim a few attacks of the boss and focus the ads more.
한결 수월해진 것 같아요.
Because we are already at turn 5, you know. I think the phase transition is probably when we basically get to a stacker bar? I don't remember. I don't remember. But we do want to play basically some damage to them. My man's not looking too good. Let's not give you the red coinage. Or is this... We also... Yeah, we have a lot of sinking and bleed on us at this point, huh? What is on the third coin? Inflict and touch hardy. That's rude. But I guess maybe our Honglu can also just eat that. Who's getting? Maybe we accept that Yisang is not long for this world at this point anymore. You should die, right? Let's see. Make sure they die faster.
어디에서도 볼 수 없을 색채로.
I mean, you cannot stack as much Watcher anymore, but a Heisen team with just assist attacks and stuff like that might still be neat for this. It would be fun if that still somehow ends up being one of the faster teams. Okay, man is dead. That's good. The Isang is also basically dead.
당신을 소재로 써보고 싶습니다.
Come on, this is just murder. Okay, okay.
작품을 만들다 죽을 수 있다니.
단테님,
그야말로
정말 살려내실 수 있는 거죠?
At this point, do we just save for just next phase, basically? I'm a bit split on that. That's so hopeless. I'll think about that. This is right. Actually, I guess having bind on her wouldn't be too bad. I guess since we won't really have Rhyme Shrink ready, that will need just Gloom and Envy. What? Sunday Capote, that can never lose at least.
가족을 위해.
I think your phase transition was on like the stacker bar was later. But I think the second phase should in a sense be more straightforward. First phase is just too tanky thanks to all the ads and the protection, right? And then we will just make her depressed, which should make clashing a lot easier.
자, 이쪽입니다.
Actually, I don't know, is this game forcing me like to change team on second phase? If not, I mean, we could just keep leading her too. I would say that does work very well. And we have a little bit of depression on her too.
임파스터. 저기, 저 개체부터 처리하면 편할 것 같아요.
It was not... When was the phase transition then? 8 protection, huh? This is probably very unfortunate timing. Taking advantage. I guess it's better to just try to kill the ads faster again.
양밤이 떠올랐어요.
Just perish. There we do eat our
어중간한
sweet
예술.
time.
물어뜯어 고칠 수밖에.
Maybe the best strategy is early on to just focus the ads then. I mean, I was kinda scared that we eat so much more damage in this mode, but that is not really happening, at least in normal. It's not like I need to be scared of taking damage that much, like, we lost one person so far. And I feel like survival won't be the problem. I guess we also do get a lot of bleed on us.
내가 공부력되면 애장품 특별히
아까
보여줄게.
했던 공격 덕에 한결 수월해진 것 같아요. 좋네요.
Which means if I would want to keep with this team running at some point, we basically need to crack some healing. How does win rate look? Mean. I'm a lazy ass bastard. What can I say?
어디에서도 볼 수 없을 색채로.
이제야 친해졌네요.
Yeah, all your ads should be dead.
더 야성적인 깊이로.
Am I almost dead?
왜? 좀 긁혔어?
I wonder how this would feel like if you do not have, like, actual good strong units. But surprisingly, clashing is not a problem.
따뜻한.
우리 식구를 건드렸겠다.
To be fair, clashing is also just not a problem because he has some sinking in here. Okay. You are angry doggo now.
한결 수월해진 것 같아요. 좋네요.
Yeah, turn. I guess we are at basically the halfway mark. So how does this work? You just get less attack for every type of negative effect at this point. How does it actually... Can I manually change teams? That is a new UI for... I don't want to forfeit it. I guess quitting? I mean... Actually, I guess he would just perish to bleed now anyways. How does this go? What if we kinda commit to just doing some damage now and I guess getting killed? Like, fuck clashing. Nobody wants to clash in this economy. What if we do this basically? Just stack up all the bullshit on her and get decimated. Is that the play? I mean, you will die instantly. It's gonna waste turns. Actually, I wanna see. Save the boss's enemy current HP, SP, and your remaining ego resources. Then you can choose to continue with your next team of choice. Let's try this. I wanna see if it actually costs us a turn or not. Continue. Thank you. So, just enter. Now we ping you. You should be number 1 for sure.
녹슨 총에 날카롭지 않은 가시죠.
독재팀의 협조가 필요한 거지.
지령을 받았습니다.
I would say this is good. I think it might have been the case to actually pick Butler Faust for this, which would be funny.
주먹으로 매만지면
열쇠가 필요하신가요?
Not sure how to feel about
주먹으로
those.
매만지면
흔들어 보죠.
There we go.
에고 침식도 양호.
Who's not leveled up? You're not leveled up, right? I know what. No, you know what? This will be funnier this way. Where are my sinners? It's time, my man. You're getting promoted. I can't wait for somehow the season to then get Sinclair's sinking ID. Look at this man go. I guess solos are not really that doable, but I want to see Los Mariachis shuffle solo of this boss. That would be peak content right there.
저 개체가 기세등등해 보여요. 조금
that-
주의하면서 해보는 게 좋을 것 같아요.
That refers to turn count, so I don't even see. I'll see how the turn counting goes then. Also, the cool thing is I know that this should count as a negative effect. And we do start with 45 sanity, that's also neat. Which, you know, will make clashing. Actually, what does win rate look like? We do be as slow, is what I'm seeing. Hopeless in this economy. Okay, we will make the... You are gobbling up everything already. Good job, Vodion. You will do nano post attack no matter what. So I guess I can mostly win rate this anyways. Oh, there are you. Ah, no, because you were clashing with this. I'm not clashing with those two. We sounded like this. I guess I could also just use my defense here. That might be actually reasonable.
하고들 시간이다. 잔후에.
사랑으로.
I guess I also do want my Dawn in negative state quickly, so I actually get a bonus damage from sinking, right? Should have... Oh, you should also have started with Prime Shank now I think about it. And imagine dealing damage to me. Okay, maybe you deal a little bit of damage. Well, I feel like this first turn must be the roughest for clashing for sure.
제가 도움이 될지는 모르겠지만 노력해 보겠습니다.
How high is... We wouldn't corrode. I think he do just want to Rhyme Shank. Let's have this though. How does the win rate look like? Hey, Nasumuke, how are you doing today? It is Limbus Companying time. And we will beat up the furry mummy. I never realized, I guess modern sinking kinda has a lot of tanking somehow. This is just 14. It's not even clashing that high, but it probably is our priority. How much? You have like bazillion negative effects on you already though. Get it. the purple. I probably do want just clash with something like this. You do look to be doing pretty fine. Feel like. Also want to get you in the negative state. You sadly will like do nothing again. It would be nice to actually roll good speed, huh? Imagine that. Just the V script's valid. Does my Dawn? My Dawn does not have any bullshit yet. So this is 12 against does math. I guess this would be 13. But she will be sad. Exactly. The power of sadness. Let's maybe actually eat this. You are...
대화를 하는 것이 지령에 어긋나지는 않죠.
I wonder... Does karmic consequence count as a negative effect? Because, you know, in a sense, I would say that's not a positive. Can take this. Okay, let's just go.
만만찮겠군. 본인이 하지. 그래도 언제나 추월할 수는 없으니까.
적합한 관리법이었어요. 다행이에요.
That hurt a little bit. But Faust will be fine. I think overall we can bully her good. Made my Dawn sad. He will pay for this. Actually, I'm starting to think I have a lot of negative effects on everyone now. But who cares? You will be actually despairing now.
여기다가 말하면 녹음되는 건가요? 힘내세요.
Cool. I mean, honestly, you don't have any negative effects yet, but there's also no hope. That's beautiful. If I win, wait, you are dominating? Okay, and you did also not really get hit yet. I feel like...
아직 얼음일 뿐인가 보구려.
Fair. I feel like we do have a surprising lack of different negative effects on you still. I guess Wing Innocence would go also hard on the second phase. Let's just go.
복잡해군요.
여섯째.
I maybe should also use my defenses. But it's not like they really do much against this.
지령대로 움직일 뿐입니다.
여러분들 기분이 좋아 보이시네요.
Nothing too bad. I guess... we might wanna invest into just speeding up Yisang and using his defense more. But using the defense means less damage, who cares?
날 갖고 정확하게.
살고자 하는 모든 것들과 함께 무덤으로 돌아가라.
Honestly, just having that simmer of tremor is kinda neat.
녀발. 앞으로 하나.
But yeah, I think Kaishus would also do well, since you can just have the rainbow colors of, like, all the different animals, so you have, like, 6 different statuses. I mean, man, actually, Poise is doing very well for this, since it does not get hit by funny restriction of count, right? And in a sense, if you have just some, I guess, just complete poise units or sinking poise units, the need for the extra damage multiplier that way. That might be also an interesting strat.
지령대로 움직일 뿐입니다.
제가 도움이 될지는 모르겠지만 노력해 보겠습니다.
Right. Why would I ever think if I can just press win wait? That is the spirit. I guess you only neutral. Do I want to speed it up in any way? But that's a lot of text. How would this go? That's an hopeless. That's an hopeless? That's, I guess it's funny negative coin shenanigans. I feel like this might be... We will have you know, I'm just going with it. I guess ideally you would be at less sanity, but eh.
그대는 어디까지 가고 있을지.
I guess maybe we should also have brought Quacker in our starting lineup, like the Butterfly Eagle would have actually gone kinda wild.
살고자 하는 모든 것들과 함께 무덤으로 돌아가라.
All this for 58 damage. Go, my magical girl. It's time to give in to despair. Okay, I hope this would be a bit more damage. But man, beating up this boss does take kinda a long while, huh? Never realized how long combat in this game can actually take. To be fair, we should also maybe actually play Ishmael's gimmick more, since Winwait will not do this for me.
여기다가 말하면 녹음되는 건가요? 힘내세요.
Okay, I don't think I want you to be the one that clash. I mean, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I think there's a nice time to for you, so you hope that. Yeah, you just do your thing. Okay, me too. The 3 scripts valid style on her.
격정마음을 모방하겠어.
Oh, that was some good damage. Sadly not quite enough. But she should die next turn. I get it, you're an upset doggo.
굳이 직접 목격하지 않아도
We'll give you some walkies.
저를 기억할지.
제가 도움이
무슨
될지는
일 있었던
모르겠지만 노력해 보겠습니다.
I mean, when they are still clearing the scene for us. Sure.
지령에 따라 참여.
Okay, I wonder what the modifier on the hard boss fight is, since I think you get so much more time on it though. My man. I think the win rate might have lied to me a little bit. But the wolf should die. Thank you for
직접
Yosho.
목격하지 않아도 느낄 수 있겠죠.
Also did not actually look at it. I think this must have been like less than 18 turns though. Which means honestly getting the rewards should be straightforward. I guess there's probably a lot of min-maxing to do if you want to have a very low turn count. And turns out the nurse hard is not very good in this video game. So beautiful. Okay, what is actually the heart? Okay, so you have more HP, skills inflict more bleed potency, target has spread advantage, clash power +2 base power. Okay, now clashing might be buff. Student will use burst forth. That is just the ult, right? So you will be at max SP, but which might be annoying. But I don't see how Tribulation. I don't think there's much difference then. For this we have 24 turns. We might want the third team. Can I cannot go back to see any clear. I wonder how much damage
오늘은 경보가 울리지 않으려나?
Dawn actually did. Like, what if we as backup instead of the Mancha Dawn, maybe we just start with Otis or someone in our team. Save you for like, if something goes wrong as a third team, we can then ping a Bloodfeed team in. Which means, who do we ping instead? That's a good question. Something somehow turn us into a middle team, which would be funny. What is your passive actually? We should still gain some decent envy. Against plant damage up next turn. I mean, you will get striked, that's for sure. Honestly, especially with the Mikado ID coming out, I think there is a case to be made that the middle team itself would not be too bad for that boss either. So he has so many red coins, like even if you win clashes and stuff, you will start get hit, you will get so much power up from that and that's an interesting thought. But yes, who do we ping then? I mean, we can just ping the Scuba and go like... Yes, how much is neat? It's... I guess you just ping somebody random to Clash Shy. What are your passives? Is it... It's not really useful. We won't have burn consistently. I guess Wing can go funny Wing thing and put burn on you. But I guess we ping the limit assist and level you up. That's what you hoard resources for. Okay. Let's see how this goes. If I get annihilated, we can have now a backup of Blood Fiends. Up, up, up. Actually, I did not even have in the starting setup, but this was I realized, which means have you be the next one, basically. Then we pinging the metal team last. What is actually the passive on you? Alright, that's at the least SP heals for SP when defeating an enemy. Honestly, that is nice ramp up early on, maybe. Okay, let's just go. Let's just finish this. And then I guess I will see if I feel like... Is the guide video necessary for something like this? You can talk about team composition, but I feel like the game is also like spelling out for you bring a lead or sinking team. I have to replay this game again. Rude. What's the favorite? What's this? To be fair, this time around, I feel like using the Wanda is a lot more justified now. I think... Now the question is, how do we wanna do this? You are higher level than us, right? So... Later on, a Morio Satis could be interesting. And Ira could also be interesting later on, but I think what that means is we Superbia turn 1. We just... I did open Flute Sack on you though. Actually, well... Let's ping Flute Sack on this. I don't think the poise will help us. What will be need for this is sanity. I guess spamming AoEs early on is also a neat way to more or less deal with the ads faster. So we'll do that. Beautiful. Is an easier way to access this? I will figure it out some point in my life. Okay.
이거 참 설레는구려.
Now we will Superbia into Fluid Sack. You even start now, which is... I mean, she did kind of roll low on other speeds, but it's starting with a Fluid Sack is like beautiful. We'll sim on who we actually use this on. I guess boot this. Actually, I say we should figure out. Our speed should be fine. I want to instead go the game into actually hitting the ads for sure. Ooh, I guess you would clash the highest. But I also like my house to probably not get negative affected on. Okay, do this. I feel like there should be an easier way to manipulate the AoE still. That would be nice quality of life. Hot take, I know. Have nothing too stinky. Coolio then. Actually, if possible, I would rather you to clash one of the ads, right? Since ads are weak to plant, the rest doesn't care about damage type. And with the rest, I mean the boss. Okay.
나가서 싸워. 뒤는 내가 봐주지.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요. 칼날이 잘 드네요.
I would say it was good
아마 그
damage
공격이
turn
약점일
1. And now clashing should be trivial. I wonder if Project Moontusk regrets making Fluid Sack.
적합한 관리법이었어요. 다행이에요.
사십. 먹지.
So one of them is almost dead already.
어떻게 하신 거죠?
Love to see that.
깜짝 놀랐어요.
You get staggered.
여러분들 기분이 좋아 보이시네요.
How does Winway 2 be looking? Honestly, beautiful. That neutral we can maybe work on. Is there anything you can... Honestly, I feel like long-term losing you wouldn't be too much of a shame. So you take this. Now this looks beautiful. I guess I wasted also a lot of damage on just when it's almost dead. I thought this one through, I swear. I guess what also would work very well for phase 1 instead of being just a wing team is ping any team with a lot of AoE. I guess the reason why progress IDs are a bit held back from being pierce damage and you would want blunt damage. But spores would go kinda wild for, you know, dealing with the ads too, I would say. This sounds a bit wild, but maybe the better thing instead of bringing another wing ID, which having faster ramp up for Faust along Lu is probably reasonable.
좋네요.
But, you know, being able to also just kinda deal with the ads faster. Would we need I mean, I feel like you will be even in a worse state once we come to those clashes. I am considering this. Let's at least get some bleed going. You have still far too much.
아름다운 춤을 추는 건 나쁜
I died on my insides. I forgot about something.
버리면
Actually, does it? I guess since it's just his target, the bleed buildup does not stay, right? It would have been neat to at least sneak some damage in, but yeah, I'm stupid. But we have so many turns. I guess I'm really curious how I said to test out just Hornet Musso for this, but maybe after I stream and I can just try out how he performs.
처리하면 편할 것 같아요.
We kinda want to go wild on the ads, I guess. Heathcliff to be Heathcliffing. I also really need to double check what actually is the thing that triggers phase transitions. Just fuckling no matter what. I guess you do accept that. That's just kinda sad RNG. But actually there's no buts. This will be awful.
나가서 싸워. 뒤는
Maybe I should have, instead of committing to that, I should have probably just attacked Mad. On the other hand, they are having a bad time anyways right now.
그럼 안녕히.
항상 이렇게나 저희 영감을 일깨워 주시는
And I never lose clashes, baby.
어중간한 예술은 물어뜯어 고칠 수밖에.
아까 했던 공격 덕에 한결 수월해진 것 같아요. 좋네요.
Okay, this might be another. This might be very nice Sanguine Desire turn, and this time I will not waste it. We don't talk about what happened the first time. Those were just get more clash from Cleat and Stinking on it, but not anything specific. You do inflict cancer onto me with this. Guess I do like you sticking around, all things considered. You're not clashing too well. I guess I also rather would you stick around since where's you actually will clash against this. With fair, you did kinda your job now. So I don't mind if you're getting some cancer debuff. Maybe this will be fine. We should get some nice bleed damage going on. At least for this turn. That's all you can ask for in life. We might even stagger her this turn, but only late, which is kinda sad again. I feel like anything that does do extra activations might have kinda gotten a glow up, like for burn and stuff like that, like was always capped at like max 30 damage.
아름다운 춤을 추는 건 나뿐이어야 해. 그러니 네 발목을 잘라버리면.
And that was the first phase.
저기 저 개체부터 처리하면 편할 것 같아요.
We were even faster this time, which is funny to me. Do we keep going? Do we keep going? Don't think we are imploding this turn. What does get saved again? Response current phase, HP, SP, and your ego resources. I guess it does not change status effect, so maybe we do just say goodbye to this. I have faith. And this kinda works well, I would say. I still do feel like Manas could go wild instead of... Eh? I mean, Otiat for sure. I guess the nice thing about Manas... let's just send it like this. But yeah, I guess that... Do we want Quackery be early in our deployment? I think he should be at least the next one. We could not bring her and bring some butterflies. I guess the butterflies are always... Butterflies are worth less though, since we do not bring Butterfly Isan. Let's do it like this then.
흔들어 보죠.
강습 준비 완료.
저 개체가 기세등등해 보여요. 조금 주의하면서 해보는 게
Man,
좋을 것 같아요.
we didn't last long enough to get 45 sanity. That's funny. Okay. Which honestly makes me think maybe we want to Fluid Sack again. We also want to do this. You take one of those. You are unopposed no matter what. That's annoying. Okay. I hate that you can do this. But on the other hand, who loves low walls? And to be fair, I guess an earlier Fluid Sack would be neat. Can we actually Superbia a second time in this combat, since in a sense it's a different combat? No, we already used Superbia, okay. That is fair. I guess we just accept it. You will not get to do anything. I'd love to see a neutral in theory. So maybe this is the way to go. Alright, it's not like I have a choice what to do with you. And you will just deal damage. Yippee.
당신 짝패군요.
You also should be able to destroy him more a little bit early on. I would have been so upset if Fluid Circle lost, not gonna lie.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
적합한 관리법이었어요. 다행이에요.
Okay, but now everyone should be at 45-70. Wonder what the best usage of second Durante would be.
여러분들 기분이 좋아 보이시네요.
I cannot win, wait. The getting hit by this. You want to play red, but still dominating. Maybe it is worth to actually do the gimmick. You can clash with this, so we're going with this. And powerful and even fiery type of negative effect on the main target. You probably, yeah, you are not looking great already. You had to do stuff for me. We basically want somebody that did not get hit yet. That also preferably knows how to clash. Kinda right. I guess that is your job now. And those are nice clashes done.
포위만 구축.
Getting garbage spewed on. Yeah, I don't think dying will be a problem at all, even on hard mode.
태어난 곳으로 돌아가라.
I guess I can also use Eva just when we have to clash her basically ult. That might be a reasonable usage. I'm just figuring out. It's either basically using Eva or just, I guess, reducing her defense power a little bit. It would translate into more damage and her should be higher than the Sinners. But she's not that much more high level that it feels like a good usage.
지령대로 움직일 뿐입니다.
제가
전설시야
도움이
전
될지는 모르겠지만
오제트의 눈으로
노력해 보겠습니다.
How is this feeling? That's a neutral. That's a hopeless. Right. Maybe, as I said, the size is actually dominating. Let's just go with that then. I believe the game would not lie to me, right? Maybe it would. Actually, you would get more sanity, right? Or did you already get your sanity? Actually, this does not clash well, right? No, I don't think it does. Send it.
만만찮겠군. 니 하지.
무섭지.
Who do you think you are? That is kinda a spooky amount of damage. But that does look beautiful. I feel like... How's sinking looking? Oh yeah, the corrosion would be too high already. That makes sense. Is there anything else I would love to spam? I mean, actually, towards 3 Oshus, that just does the extra damage. So we get Shattered World from this too. How does this work again? I think this is just extra damage. But this will take a minute to decide if this is actually worthwhile. Cannot really look what Shattered World does from here, can I?
아직 얼음일 뿐인가 보구려.
Wait. Can I take 1 times 2 damage from burn? That was only burn. Okay, it's also just more damage for Misang skill. I guess what we would want to do is use this before we use for Yoso on this man. I wonder if this would be... That's also still dominating. So I feel like that would be reasonable to do then. Like, you use the Swath then for Yoso next turn. He might have less sanity though then. But yeah, I think she is not in a good place in life right now,
무덤으로
if you'd ask me. I mean, maybe we'll feel the bleed build up more later on, but she just doesn't feel stronger in this mode. Other than, I guess, the ult that maybe clash a bit spookily high.
굳이 직접 목격하지 않아도 느낄 수 있겠죠.
제가 도움이 될지는 모르겠지만 노력해 보겠습니다.
Okay, you should not clash with this, basically. Guess Yoshu has a surprising lack of negative effects on her. And you are doing kind as well. Oh, he does this. That's hopeless. How much does my man have on him? I guess I think he only has some sinking on him, basically. It's basically just some sinking on him. Yeah, this is still dominating. which means you may clash with this, hopefully. Okay. Yeah, everything looks kinda in order. We kinda do want to trigger Furioso in a sense soon. Also, I do need to check how turn counts actually work. In a sense, the disgusting part would be that you kinda quit on the turn where she does her ult, since the turn she ults is basically a wasted turn for damage, since you only get one attack in. But they probably thought about that, right? Alright, get poked to death.
완료.
I know that Pride was like kinda ineffective. What was Bath actually looking like against her? Okay, my faust might not be long for this world.
여기다가 말하면 녹음되는 건가요? 힘내세요.
I mean, we can also just do this turn. This is struggling. Huh. Yeah. I guess this is where we would want to use a good, but this would not work. Lucius does also not really clash that high. Which is the highest clashing ego I did bring to this? I mean, that is 35. How are you? You do have some negative effects. Yeah. Actually, maybe you should look at the other way around. You are doing very well on negative effects. I think Yoshi's also doing fine. Which means we could just bind, probably. I'm still hopeless. I guess you are at 45 sanity. Let me think. It's a 36. Still hopeless. Well, you don't have any Vipvante or any bullshit on you. You do just have... I feel like what we're committing to then is... It's more damage. I guess they also gain power. Whatever that means. I'll put this on you. Oh no, not on you, on you. And then binds. That's still a... It was just like lying to me all the time, but it's dominating now. Let's go. Eva on Yisang would have probably also gone insane. That was no damage. At least we won the clash, baby.
굳이 직접 목격하지 않아도
여러분들,
느낄 수 있겠죠.
괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요?
괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮으세요? 괜찮
Okay, we need to actually play somewhat manually. Yeah, okay, this... Maybe I was lying. Now slowly people will perish. Still like the idea of saving it up in theory, but I don't know if we have the luxury for that actually. You probably will perish slowly now. Struggling. Feel like this is where we start spamming a few egos. Oh, that's straightforward. Weimschenk, what we need in theory, but looks at sanity. I mean, we cannot lose this. What's your card telling you to play yellow? Okay. Maybe... Actually, you do have... Where are you? You do have less sanity now, though. Take... Mouse? Why are you like this? Okay. And yeah, I don't have the resources anymore, so yeah, just send it before I waste this far too long. We will trigger so much sinking.
억제 성공. 진짜. 격발.
I mean, hopefully we
네 마음을 모방하겠어.
now kill her before she does the ult a second time. That might be reasonable to achieve. Or at least find an excuse to see the man going all out on the Furioso without it being wasted. What? Okay, fuck. You were more powerful. Not like this.
살고자 하는 모든 것들과 함께.
But we might still be able to just commit next turn to a full damage turn. You know, fuck clashing, just go all out. We don't have any bleed on you anyway, so why would we want to roll you coins? If we have people that are not staggered, naturally.
충정. 죽으라는 지금 없어.
딸아이도 이 상처를 기억하고 있으면 좋겠구려.
이것은
상태님,
누구의
정말 살려내실 수 있는 거죠?
What does this look like? Meh. I think we just commit. Basically. Just do this. Looks good enough to me.
그대는 어디까지 각오했을지.
Just please tell me we actually have enough damage. Now I'm slightly spooked.
사물. 앵화. 나가리판이네. 다음.
Okay, I might have committed too early, and yes, it's very hard to not be under stress when suddenly furries roll up. You thought you're going to an art gallery. Next thing that happens is just 5 furries in the room, and now it's awkward.
아무것도 안 돼. 전원
Okay, I might have underestimated your power.
수 있는 거죠?
That's would be one funny way to get out of this coercion, maybe actually. You have like far too much bullshit on you. I mean, you guys are fresh meat. I love my fresh meat.
어두운 무지를 열어줬지요.
It kind of is. Maybe I could have. But I feel like I should not really have done the last turn that much different, but I now feel like we're wasting a lot of time. Boy, 5 whole damage. You're credit to Team so.
제가 도움이 될지는 모르겠지만
See, nobody cares about coercions. Okay, but what if I do the same thing again? Just, oh, my man will just be dead. That's sad. This time I have enough damage for sure, right? Maybe I should just clash normally. We did 500 damage last time? I mean, I guess he should eat like one of those for sure. He's not even survived the clash. What am I supposed to say? I guess he could evade, but where's the fun in that? You are not doing too hard, honestly. The easiest way to make it more bearable. Let's fucking go.
이 또한 지식이 되도록.
복제 완료.
Okay, fingers done. I mean, maybe there's some nice optimization you can do for this if you are really. Okay, yeah, you're dead.
칼날이 잘 드네요.
Do want some low turn ones, but I feel like overall, if you're at end game, at least getting the full reward, so this shouldn't be too bad. First phase was kinda fire, second phase was kinda sad. Right, that's how you actually give me my rewards. I guess maybe I can now actually afford a first aid. But yeah, honestly, this is kinda nice content to have overall. I mean, mechanically, I think the only thing they really changed was this, right? I guess I can double check on the boss. I wonder if they're gonna do this for all bosses, since I feel like it will kinda then really be more advantageous to bring like the newest IDs, since I feel like modern IDs does have a lot more damage multipliers, and building for super status might not be as relevant. Wonder how Burn does with this, since you would need a lot of wheat vigors. But yeah, before I yap too long, I guess I will probably wait Musty so that it's hopefully streaming some Arknights. And I will think about making a video about this. Yes, wait. Okay, this was such a short stream, but thank you for coming around. basically will stream more Arknights next week, which is fun gacha game. And no, actually, we have also we do have the Intervallo V1 also ready next week, so we're gonna also stream Limbus again. Let's go. It is a good time to be a Limbus fan. It's a good time to be a Limbus fan, but it will be in the evening then. But yes, thank you for watching and bye. And whoever who does this, good luck, but I don't think it should be too bad to do.